Round one. Fight.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Sports Report Fight Night. I am your host, Josie. This is my good buddy, the legend himself, Mr. Morgan.
How you doing? How you doing?
Doing pretty good, sir. How are you?
Doing good. Cannot complain, my friend.
So, all right. Our good friend Gene is out on assignment this week, so me and Will get to do what we love to do, and that is talk wrestling. All wrestling. All wrestling. And we can't talk wrestling this week without starting with one big thing, and that is
AEW, what's up?
What up, KW? We cannot start without talking about Naomi, Sasha Banks walking out of Raw last night. WWE releases a statement, and I'm going to read it for you now in case you haven't heard it. When Sasha Banks and Naomi arrived this afternoon, they were informed of their participation in the main event of tonight's Monday Night Raw. During the broadcast, they walked into Head of Talent Relations, John Laurinaitis' office with their suitcase in his hand, placed their tag team championship belts on the desk, and walked out. They claimed they were respected enough as tag team champions, and even though they had 8 hours to rehearse and construct their match, they claimed they were uncomfortable in the ring with 2 of their opponents, even though they had matches with those individuals in the past with no consequences. Monday Night Raw is a scripted live TV show whose characters are expected to perform the requirements of their contract. We regret we were unable to deliver and as advertised tonight's main event.
It's a double-edged sword for me on this one because I get the fact we're under contract. You're expected to be told what to do. You're expected to do it. That's why you're there. That's why you get paid. But I also understand when you have created differences with the writers. I think the writer for WWE sucked. There been the Achilles heel for WWE, WWF for a long time. And I get it, but at the same point, you might have to grin and bear it at times because you got to keep the money going because you got a little something called bills.
Well,
and,
they get paid. They get paid their contracts in some form of lump sum, more than likely. They're not getting a paycheck on a
weekly basis. I get that. Yeah.
I
just think, man, you're contracted to do what you're told. I get it. If you got issues, bang them out. But I don't know about walking out, particularly when you're tag team champions, and particularly when Sasha Banks' past performance or she's walked out before. So I don't know, man. You playing with some fire there.
So here's my thing. There's been another thing, and I can't find it, but there's been another thing that came out from one of Sasha's friends. Supposedly, what the whole thing was is they put the belts on them to build them up, to build those division up, and then they wanted them each to lose to Becky and Bianca, and they just didn't feel like it was right for their characters. They had a meeting with Vince. Nothing changed. They then had a meeting with a producer. He called them selfish or something like that. And
there's also stories that's going back that they're getting no support from the locker room either. And that's the part that hurts.
Yeah, if that's the case, then they may be screwed.
They may be screwed.
But on that, we all know WWE on some bullshit. We all know it.
Hell yeah.
And I would not be surprised tomorrow, next day. We have come to terms with Sasha and Naomi's contracts, and we wish them well on their future endeavors.
I don't know if you do that with Naomi because she hasn't shown any really past bad behavior.
Sasha, this is not the first time.
This is not the first time with Sasha, though. I can see Sasha.
My thing with them, with it being both, is the fact is WWE ain't well, this is the thing about that. If they get released from their contract, WWE or AEW has health care. WWE does not.
Yep. Amen.
So, I could see WWE is just they're firing everybody right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody.
And you need to do what you can to stay off that list. And they ain't doing it.
I don't think it hurt Sasha's feelings, honestly. Truly.
I mean, the rumor going around is she's dating Stone Cold Steve Austin, so she'll be all right. That's the rumor I heard anyway. So, you know, she wouldn't be hurting per se, but I just, if it was me, man, I just would done what I was told, be done with it. I need to keep the money train going, and you a tag team champion too.
If you feel like you're being outright disrespected, there's still a boundary in employment. Like there's still a line, and especially if the producer was being verbally abusive to them,
I get it.
Boundary being crossed.
I get it. I do.
So you got, and we're never. WWE is only gonna release that. That's the last thing you're gonna hear from them.
The last thing you will ever see.
So everything else is rumor mill, and we know how the rumor mill runs in wrestling. It is like the lifeblood of this business anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So you never know what you're gonna hear. What's gonna happen next is what's gonna happen next. Now we did on that from the Usos just recently said that Naomi could possibly join the bloodline.
Saw that.
So maybe that saves her.
Yeah, it could. But she should have been there already, if you ask me. I mean, you know,
this was I wanted the women's tag team belts, but like Vince doesn't like women's wrestling and he doesn't like tag teams, so he really doesn't pay any attention to the women's tag team champions. But I mean, he brings up a good. She's not joining Judgment Day. The only reason that she might join Bloodline is because she's married to an Uso.
Right.
Like, that it makes sense there. She's not, and she is not Bloodline material. Plus, they already got their female. They don't need another.
Yeah, you got Rhea Ripley.
To switch gears here for a second,
and that was awesome how they did that. By the way,
I like it so far. I read an article today that said they were looking at that before he got released in this latest line of releases. Harland, Parker Bordeaux was being supposed to join.
Really?
Judgment Day.
Wow.
And was being pitched up until the point he got released.
Wow.
By Edge. And I could have seen him in like an almost role, even though almost is still too goddamn green, and put him back with. I'm glad they put him with a talker like MVP.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
But they put him in an almost role behind Edge, and he don't have to say anything. He don't have to wrestle until they feel like he's ready.
Right.
But like I said, WWE firing everybody at this point. But I saw a poll recently, and I'm gonna get your opinion.
Damn, really? To get KW? Wow.
I've heard that.
I haven't seen that.
And he's been absent from NXT for a while at this point. So he's not gotten released. Nothing's come up. So he's gonna have to make his main event maybe at some point.
You liking what they're doing with Mandy Rose and her faction or her crew over in NXT?
I have not watched NXT or paid any attention to it
at all. Mandy Rose. I'm just not a Mandy Rose fan.
She's gorgeous, but
I'm just not a fan. I'm just not a fan. She isn't very. So some reason,
turn off wall light. Sorry.
It's like some type of a disconnect with me and her. I just don't feel her. I think, I ain't feeling her, man. But she just went over the 200-day mark as NXT Women's Champion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, I want to talk about this poll because I want to get your point of view because there's a good point I feel like it right now.
Okay.
And I know one of these groups you don't know a whole lot about, but the poll I saw is who is the best faction going on right now?
I want to see Kevin Owens get angry.
Who is the best? Which faction is the best one going on right now?
Mhm.
Bloodline,
Mhm.
Jericho Appreciation Society, Judgment Day. What was the other one? Fuck, I feel like it was another AEW one. God. Blackpool Combat Club.
So I haven't seen them yet, but
Okay. So
but
little backstory on both of those.
Mhm.
So Jericho's new group after the Inner Circle is this stupid. I think. Remember, I feel like we at one point talked about him that he had dyed his hair. His abs are back. He was looking a little more tan. Like you could tell he was kind of going back into like sports entertainer Jericho.
Right. We did talk about the fact that he did lose that weight again, which is good for him.
But he's now come back to this Jericho Appreciation Society in which it's him. Oh my God, they all have stupid ass names and I can't think, but it's him. It's all of them were ex-WWE guys. It's him 2.0, Daniel Garcia, and Jake Hager. And they're the sports entertainers, and sports entertainers are better than pro wrestlers.
Right.
And, it's very. I get it. I get where it's coming from. And now they're feuding with the Blackpool Combat Club, which is William Regal, Daniel Bryan, John Moxley, and now Wheeler Yuta, whose star has. Dude, he had a banger of a match a couple of weeks ago with Daniel Bryan or with John Moxley and then Daniel Bryan and like killed it. And
I guess he fits in that club.
They've had a good. It looks like they're going to be starting a feud with them. And I mean, dude, like that's a pro wrestling club. If there's a pro wrestling club, like if there's a faction that is built around pro wrestling, it is those motherfuckers right there. And then they're about to add in Kingston and oh shit, LAX, the new LAX. Now I can't think of their names. Former Inner Circle guys, but Santana and Ortiz. God damn it.
Okay.
They and this feud is about to be good. So, but I know everybody's gonna say the bloodline on this, which I get it. Like they have been a dominant faction on SmackDown for a while, but I need to hear Will's opinion because he was not a fan. He was not a fan back when we were doing other wrestling shows. We haven't talked wrestling for a while, Will, so I don't really know if your opinion has changed. Are you pro or con bloodline? Give us a thumbs up, thumbs down. Oh, ladies and gentlemen,
I'm still thumbs down the bloodline only because of this. It's getting a little old and stale. It's getting kind of a little old in the tooth, a little long in the tooth to me. Like,
it was interesting, and I'm still liking heel Reigns. I do, but the whole good Lord, he's almost been champion now for 2 years, and
you know what? And you know what, too? I'll tell you this, too. Another reason why they're still doing their thing and being as popular as they are, Paul motherfucking Heyman.
I know.
Oh, my gosh, man.
That man is just, he's peanut, he's chocolate. He's so smooth on the microphone, man.
Gosh, man. And then what he does with
that man could get, I can't put those up. That man could get this bunny over. This bunny would be over.
Hey,
if
and then
Paul
look at
Heyman talked about it.
And then look what he did the other day with the crowd. The way he gets involved with the crowd, he wanted to beat that dude's ass in the crowd, man.
That video is pretty old. I've seen that for a while, but like, yeah, well, and I've seen a few videos where the bloodline likes to get the crowd involved on the shit.
But they're old in the tooth. Unless Naomi, I don't know if add Naomi would help them or not. But they're getting a little bit older still. We're going around saying Roman Reigns going to take some time off.
Personally, if he's taking time off, they need to
at least the title.
If they don't make him vacate it, which bullshit right there, because WWE make you vacate a title for getting the hangnail.
Heck yeah.
And so if they don't make him vacate it, whatever. But they need an interim champion.
Need to do something.
Then SummerSlam comes, you unite the titles, and Roman Reigns can keep on going if that's what needs to happen. But God, really, he either needs to drop it or vacate it.
It's just the fact that I'm getting sick and tired of worship me. Worship me.
Acknowledge me.
Acknowledge me. You motherfucker. I ain't got to acknowledge shit.
Personally, right now.
These nuts.
And I, again, don't watch. I only look at stuff. But the best thing that I see that Raw has going right now is the Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins feud. And Cody Rhodes, I think, is about, as much as it kills me to see him back in WWE, I think he's about to be WWE champion. I think he's going to be the one to take it from Reigns.
Thank you, KW. Thank you. I'm getting a little sick of.
I get that. I do. Seth. It's time for Seth to go face again. Yep. It's time for Seth to go face. Like he can do both. He can, and we all have seen it. But when he first turned from the Shield and went to the whole heel route but think about it, Will. When he first went from the Shield and went the heel route, we said the same thing. You get to, because he drills his character into you. He drills it. And especially right now where his wife is doing almost the same character. To an extent, it is a lot. And you get to a point with Seth's heel character that it gets old after a while. And it's time. I feel like it's time for him to go face. He's starting to go away heat, not heel heat.
Right. Speaking of his wife, I'm not liking that new gimmick she has.
Dude, I ain't feeling it, man. Becky is, I feel like, another one that, since they couldn't bring back the man and they changed her whole gimmick up because of it, she should have come back face. There's no reason she should have went heel. And I'm sorry, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it anymore on the shows. If you don't watch wrestling,
you looking like a bootleg black. I love it.
And this costume, I'm sorry, Becky is a good-looking woman, but she got no booty. Booty.
No.
These costumes they got her in are flaunting this no booty.
It's she was reminding me of a better looking version of Brie Larson. And Brie ain't got. We all know Brie Larson ain't got no booty.
Well,
she need to fix her hair. I agree. But that's the thing, though. Man. I think they just completely ruined it with her. I mean, because she did that promo with Asuka. And I thought that was a funny promo. Asuka brought up some good points in that, her non-English speaking self. But Becky's nose, man, just ain't. Nah, man.
You got that Irish nose.
Yeah, you need to change her back, man. You need to change her back face. Bring a long red hair back, and go from there. She's a good looking woman. She ain't got no ass, but she's a good looking woman.
All right. next change? Anything else in the WWE we need to discuss, sir?
I want to talk about, of course, my wrestling wife. I love her to death. She ain't that no more. Ember Moon / Athena. She went through telling people what was going down in the workings of the women's division in WWE and how they wanted everybody to be and dress like Mandy Rose and how they turned down times her contract to leave. And Ember a little bit. And she is that type of person would do that because she wants happiness. Money doesn't always bring happiness. She wants to be happy. She wants to be out competing. Some people call her out on the looking like Mandy Rose or looking sexy type thing. I saw some earlier stuff she did early career. And people brought this out, kind of called her a hypocrite. And you have to be a Mandy Rose to get over. Was her character a little bit stale in WWE? Okay, you can say it was stale, but she was still a good in-ring worker. And her mic skills kind of fell off a little bit, but she was still a good in-ring worker. And that's all she had to do.
So it wasn't just me. Your mic was scattering a little bit there, but
my bad.
I think you're good. I think we were just going through a little
hiccup. But yeah, man, I just think that come on, man.
Well, and then I agree with you. Her comments of she's for children though were a little out of place because her outfits aren't always the best either. She wears some booty shorts.
Yes, she does.
And then, all right. So I did want to discuss. This might be a short tour show, depending on how much we get on here. All right. So this week, AEW Dynamite is Wild Card Wednesday, coming to you live from Houston, Texas, my hometown.
Cheeros.
What?
Cheeros.
Cheeros?
Cheeros. Look, everybody in the Texas area, send me, if you're down at Houston, San Antonio, Dallas, look here, y'all. I need you to hook your brother. Hook your boy up. Send me some Cheeros, man. They don't have no Cheeros. Hook your boy up.
I'm going to have to...
Cheeros, bro. Cheeros good. I heard they're good.
Churros are pretty good, bro. Like, I'm going to have to get my boy some churros. Of course, he gets addicted to something after I'm not in Texas. Stupid ass.
Churros, man. Churros for everybody.
So, Wild Card Wednesday, Houston, Texas. They got a pretty good card, and we are smack dab into the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. This tournament has put out some banger of a fucking matches, dude. We got to see Dax versus Cash, which, dude, did you watch that? Did you go back and look at that? Dude, you need to go back and find it on YouTube because it was a fucking banger. They paid tribute to every Bret Hart match. They both wore Bret gear. And then after that, we got to see Dax versus Adam Cole. And they basically put on Bret versus Shawn Michaels 96.
And we all know that was a great match.
Oh, man. Montreal Screwjob, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know what I'm saying, go look it up.
Look it up.
And after that, you got Darby Allin versus Jeff motherfucking Hardy in an anything goes match, bro.
Damn.
Darby Allin swanton bombs Jeff Hardy off a 20-foot ladder.
Wow. I like Darby Allin. I like
Darby, if there is anybody right now that is putting that Jeff Hardy mentality to wrestling, it is Darby. Darby
Yeah.
is right there. Like he just like he's the probably first guy to have that Jeff vibe and not be in the tag team division.
Do you look at him as underrated?
Only be I don't. He is one of the pillars. They are building around him. I have a feeling. It surprised me that Jeff won that match. Really, I thought Darby was going to go on, but I think Darby might be about to turn heel on Sting, and they might be going or Sting turn on Darby. I don't know how that's going to go. We'll see what happens.
You screwed Brett. Awesome.
But it has given us some banger of a matches, and that's going to continue this week. And then this week it's interesting. So the Jokers, there's 2 Joker spots, one in the men's, one in the women's. Oh well, hang on, come back to that. So Chris Jericho and William Regal face-to-face confrontation. I am so fucking excited for this because, ladies and gentlemen, if there are 2 of the best talkers in this business, it is William motherfucking Regal and Chris motherfucking Jericho.
You remember the promos they had in WWE? Them things were some of the vignettes and backstage stuff between those 2 was amazing.
Yes. And they are just skilled at what they do. And Chris can say all he wants, but that motherfucker is a pro wrestler, true to his heart.
Yep.
And they're going to put on, I'm excited because those 2 are going to put on a hell of a segment. Wardlow takes his 10 lashes as they are recreating the Cody Rhodes MJF storyline. Basically, he's going to have to take 10 lashes from MJF. He is going to do a steel cage match with Shawn Spears with MJF as the special guest ref. And I don't remember if there was another one or not.
Two big dudes going at it.
Who are you talking about?
Wardlow
and who?
Oh, you said Shawn Spears?
Shawn Spears.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
10.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, he did that on AEW last week. When they announced the 10 lashes. It was a good bit. I liked it. I am sad. I'm sure that whatever direction they're going with these same stipulations, there's a point. I hope there is, because if not, this is stupid. But I hope there is a point to it. I'm looking fucking forward, so fucking excited to Wardlow versus MJF. Like, I don't know how this is going to turn out, where this is going to go, but
there's some rumors that MJF is not happy in AEW.
I think that's a work. You want to talk about a motherfucking work? I think that is a fucking dude. This is the thing. Like, if there is someone that is going to work all of the IWC up into a frenzy,
it would be
just
MJF.
like Randy Orton did. Just like what? How many WWE people have done that since AEW has come around? Yeah. MJF would be the first AEW person to do it.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, he's still got 2 years on his contract. So, I think that is a work. I just don't see it. He is gonna win the title before his contract is up.
I agree.
He is gonna hold that motherfucking title.
I agree.
Like, everybody knows it's gonna happen.
Yeah. At some point, he's gonna be champ.
It surprises me that at this point he hasn't at least held the TNT. All right, so the next match, because there's another thing in AEW I want to talk about when we get through this. So we got Darby Allin, Jeff Hardy next week, or last week. This week we get another fucking dream match, bro. Jeff Hardy versus Adam Cole.
Damn.
Dude, I mean, like,
I gotta give Adam Cole his props because I didn't think his impact would be as great as it was when he got there. The man's doing work.
see, people, and I agree with you. I think what he's been doing and with the Undisputed Elite and all that has been good stuff. And people don't realize that it's not just about the money. It's not just about, it's about creative control and being able to do what you want and being around people that you like and having those good positive vibes. And you can see that Adam and Kyle and Bobby right now are having so much fun with their buddies and just enjoying the time. And in the direction they're going with the CM Punk Hangman Adam Page, I think Adam Page might be getting ready to turn heel and maybe join back with the Bucks.
And speaking of CM Punk, I want to bring up what Bischoff said.
Hang on 1 second. Before we Adam Cole, Jeff Hardy. We're going to talk a couple of things AEW after we get through this card.
Okay.
Adam Cole, Jeff Hardy, great match. Like this easily. I realize Jeff is not where he used to be. He's not. He's in his 40s now. He's a legend. He doesn't see himself as a legend, but truly to people like me, like my brother was a diehard Jeff Hardy fan. We were Hardy boys. Like we loved them. They were amazing. Jeff was jumping up. Like I will forever have the image of Jeff getting speared by Edge in midair.
Remember that.
He will forever go down as history as one of the greatest wrestlers in a tag team ever. Not just one of the greatest tag teams. And Matt is amazing. Don't get me wrong. Matt saved his career with the Broken character. Matt could never get past not being the main eventer until the Broken character, and that did it for him. And I'm excited to see that back in at some point in AEW.
He need to bring your boy Jeff. Need to bring Willow back.
Well, he did the podcast this past week, and he said Willow could definitely make an appearance at some point.
Yeah, boy.
I love Willow. I wish WWE at some point would have released Willow. And
yeah, boy.
Like his shit with Willow and Impact was great.
That was awesome. That was awesome, man. Oh my gosh, that was awesome. And yes, Jeff is Hall of Fame worthy.
Oh, very.
Hell yeah.
Like the Hardy Boys in general, like Edge Christian, Hardy Boys, Bubba and Devon. And at this rate, you might only see one of those tag teams ever actually inducted until at some point down the road. So next match, the two I wanted to really discuss, you got the two Jokers matches. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD versus the Joker in the women's tournament. Dude, I have no idea. I have not heard rumor of this. A lot of people say it's going to be a new signing. I don't see that making sense to me personally. To bring in a new signing, they're gonna lose. They're not gonna
right.
The other person is Samoa Joe, so it's Britt Baker and Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe, they're rebuilding right now. He's gonna end up facing. I could depending on where they go with it, I could see Jay Lethal screwing him out of the tournament somehow. They've got a storyline going on. And your other match is Kyle O'Reilly versus Rey Fenix. Talk about another banger, bro. Like Kyle O'Reilly, I love Kyle. I think he's a hell of a striker. He's quick. I love Ray. I mean, every definition of the word luchador. Like, but the problem with Ray is he can't stay healthy.
Get any traction. Yeah.
Yeah, every time he starts to get traction, he dies down. He gets hurt, and yeah, and right here, KW, right? Like we are seeing right now in AEW, like you saw it some in NXT, but right now in AEW, you were seeing Impact ROH just the savage Joe, just savage Samoa Joe, and I fucking love it. All right, so back to what you were saying, Eric Bischoff. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our first official fight on Sports Report Fight Night. It is in this corner.
I never said I agreed with Bischoff.
Oh no! Hang on, we're gonna get to it. In this corner, ladies and gentlemen, we got Eric Bischoff. And in this corner, ladies and gentlemen, we have CM Punk.
Hey. Wrong one.
So,
hey.
It all started when Eric Bischoff made his comments about how he doesn't feel that AEW did anything with the Punk debut, and then Punk felt the need to rebut and say that these couch people just need to stop commenting, and people on Twitter need to just let the product go,
right?
Be what it is, and then Bischoff came back and said that they wasted money on Punk, and now it's the war of words. And knowing Tony Khan and the money he has, would not surprise me if Eric Bischoff showed up on TV. If it's a work now or not, it will probably, if it continues, it will end up on AEW television, ladies and gentlemen. I guarantee you.
Oh yeah. They'll end up meeting
because I'm sorry, but if there is one person on this world that I guarantee you has a price tag, that is freaking Eric Bischoff.
They'll meet up in Chicago, CM Punk's hometown at some point.
I mean, they're going to be in Chicago for Forbidden Door.
You keep this thing going. Yeah. You keep it going.
So, I tend to lean CM Punk's way. I fully believe people like, and you know me, you know whose name I'm about to drop, Will. Whose name I'm about to drop? But Jim Cornette.
Yep. You hate Jim Cornette.
Oh.
You hate Jim Cornette.
The reason I hate Jim Cornette in this direction that Bischoff is going right now is I feel like people like that are what's killing the wrestling industry.
But you have to understand though, and I will play devil's advocate for just 1 second. You have to understand the thing with Cornette and somewhat Bischoff too. You have to understand they're coming from their world of wrestling. They're not looking at it. They're not looking at it as now.
It's a different time frame.
Yeah, it's a different time frame that they're looking at. They play devil's advocate. Now, should they adjust to what's going on now? Hell yeah. But right now, they're only seeing it from their periphery of what they've been through and what's been established in the business when they were really truly a part of it. So I get it. Do I like Cornette? He aight. Do I like Bischoff? He aight. But at the end of the day, they both just need to readjust their views of what the business is now, because it's changed so much since back then. So much.
It's totally different with the internet and podcasts and everything you've got. Like it's not the same world. But
if you listen to Jim Cornette's podcast, I swear this man at least twice a podcast is still talking about the territories, bruh. How long has the territories been over?
God, I don't think the territories has existed in my lifetime.
Oh my gosh, man, the territories been over forever, man.
And So AEW is doing a good job. From what I read, Warner Brothers is very happy with them. They're highlighting them at their to sell ad placement coming up here in the next few weeks. So I from what I see, are they pulling million numbers every week? No, but it is still, they've only been around 3 years, people. 3.5 at this point. Like, and other thing people like to bring up is they're not pulling a profit. No, they've only been 3.5 years at this point. They're doing other things in the industry that are unheard of.
It's a
Paying
business.
talent all the time, paying for travel, giving health insurance, like doing all of these things that are unheard of in the industry. They're changing it from the inside out.
And to be honest, it's a business. So it's going to take 5 to 10 years before you get yourself out of the red to begin with.
And don't get me wrong, Tony tackled a lot, like to make it a competitive, like he is fighting. He can say all he wants. He is wanting to be competitive with Vince, and he is. But the thing is, people don't realize is Tony has the money to do it. It's not just Daddy's money. Tony is rich too. Tony has money.
That's why I want to say a quick shout out to Thunder Rosa for becoming the AEW Women's Champion. Shout out to her. And what happened with Britt Baker is what we always talked about. She doesn't need a title to get over.
Oh God, no! She's still over right now.
She's still over.
Honestly, on the women's side, she wins this tournament. I fully believe it.
I think so too.
I fully believe
Yeah.
it. I would like to see a repeat of her and Ruby Riott, though. I would love to see that match again, and I wouldn't mind if Riott went over this time. I'd be all right with.
I'm still upset what happened with Jade and Ruby.
Dude, okay. Have you seen this new faction that she's brought together now? Jade Cargill and the Baddies. And it's your girl, Kyra Hogan, and then
my wrestling mistress. My wrestling mistress.
I can't, dude. Jade she irks me. Like, it's not even a hatred. It's just she irks me. She just annoys me. And it's the whole money, I'm better, like, and the whole green, and like, I hate the term baddies. Like, I just, yeah.
The thing with Jade that makes me and KW, I agree with you. She is frustrating, and the reason why she's so freaking frustrating, you look at her, she looks the freaking part, but when she gets in the ring, that's what tears her up.
Well, it's that, and she's not great on the mic. She's getting better, but she's not great on the mic.
No,
and
not at all.
Personally, I don't think Smart Mark Sterling is the right guy for her, because she tries to overpower him, I think, and more she needs to talk.
Right.
I like the pairing. They've now got him also with Tony Nese. I like that together. More fresh. Oh, bro. KW being savage out here tonight, bro.
He's truthful though.
Right now, I agree. Like, I'm just, Jade does not do it for me. She just doesn't.
Truthful. She got the look,
and I'm ready for her to drop the TBS title.
She got the look. She has that, but the mic skills got to get better, and the in-ring work got to get better. Oh my goodness. All right. If we're done talking about AEW, I did have a couple other things we want to go before we roll out.
Let's go.
Impact Wrestling. Ace and Eight's back. I saw that. Josie, I saw that and I said, what the hell, man? But I about died.
Does Bubba come back?
Man.
Does Bubba come back?
I'll bring him back.
Devon, I believe, is still employed with WWE.
I think he is. He can't wrestle anymore because of his surgery, but
I know he can't wrestle. So the VP is out.
Yeah.
So to me, it's not Aces and Eights returning unless Bubba comes back.
Right. You gotta bring him back, man. You gotta bring him back. Shout out to him too for signing Jordan Grace to a new deal. I sure thought she was gonna leave, but shout out to them for bringing Jordan Grace back, man. Love Jordan Grace.
Impact right now is killing it, man. Like, you could talk. Everybody likes to talk shit on Impact all the time, but I'm telling you right now, if AEW had one thing to worry about, that's if Impact were to ever able to get a real TV deal, they might be pulling AEW numbers because they have a good roster. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago too. They are very good at building talent. They are. Oh, by the way, shout out and spotlight. I was in the Cincinnati airport a couple of weeks ago and saw past interview of the show, Masha Slamovich, with the one and only Moose. Will, not to our surprise, my girlfriend told me that Masha was a bitch.
I kind of figured.
So there's that. Roberto asked me if I went up and said hey, and I was like, no. I don't like being that person, and I wouldn't even care to talk to her. Masha probably wouldn't have recognized me now,
right?
Compared to then, and
I just wish
Moose, man, I would have loved to gone up and shake Moose's hand. I would have loved to and said, man, congratulations. I'm sorry you lost it. Like, I know it sucks, but congratulations on finally winning that motherfucking title. You deserved it for so long. You carried that company on your back.
Oh yeah.
I'm just brother.
I'm just wishing Billy Kay and our girl would have stayed a little bit longer.
Yeah, I was a little sad that they didn't. I feel like they weren't there long enough, but I hear they might be moving on from wrestling for a while.
They could
on their podcast, and
they can do
they're
plenty
both
of other
married to wrestlers. So.
Yeah, they do plenty of other things. So heck yeah.
All right, what is there anything else out there in the wrestling world we need to discuss before we get out of here tonight?
No, sir. No, sir. I think that'll do it.
Think of WWE is garbage.
Yeah. That's a good point. That's a good point. Even though I don't like her, Alexa Bliss did return.
Oh, she did return.
Can't stand Bliss.
You know what? Talking about returns, you think Omega about to come back soon?
I think so.
He's been gone
a while.
Let's not even bring up Lacey Evans because they already fucking her up. They brought her back as this Marine Corps hero, and now they're trying to turn her heel.
Real quick too. Shout out to Mia Yim coming back.
Signed with Impact, but did you see she only signed a 6-month deal?
Yep.
Only going to take her to SummerSlam, or not SummerSlam, Slammiversary. So we'll see where that goes after that. I would love to see Mia over there with her husband. I feel like the AEW women's division is starting to build something, and in the next few months, it's going to fire.
Oh yeah.
What else? I don't know really what's going on in MLW. You got Zack Ryder, aka Matt Cardona, out there collecting all the goddamn belts in the world.
They got 7 of them right now.
7 or 8,
7 or 8.
He's the digital champion in Impact. He's he's the NWA champion,
the new Ultimo Dragon.
How the fuck are you down here again?
He's the new Ultimo Dragon from back in the day. That's exactly what he is, the new Ultimo Dragon.
So it's interesting to see how he has turned it around, and he working with his wife on a regular basis in Impact, and so. All right, well, I think that does it for me and Will, and I call this round finished.
Finish him.
We are gonna try things wrestling. If you know anybody that likes wrestling and might want to join us,
KW.
KW. I mean, you've been a pinfall fan for a long time, KW. It might be time.
It might be time for you to join us,
front
KW.
of the camera.
It might be time, KW. It might be that time. I know you got a busy schedule, bro. I'm just messing with you.
I'm not.
Let me tell you about KW. Let me tell you about KW. KW, he's like one of the busiest dudes with work. Man, he's just a busy dude, man. He had to chasing that paper, and I don't blame him. I'd be chasing paper.
Chase your motherfucking paper.
Chasing them papers. Chase paper.
All right. I need to go grab me something to eat because I'm hungry. So we're gonna bounce out. Y'all have a great night, and we will see y'all next Tuesday at 10 o'clock Eastern time.
Later, guys.
I gotta find the outro. All right. Everybody have a good night.
Later, guys.